Good afternoon and welcome back to the West Ham Network. This is your David Moyes Europa League conference final press conference ahead of the game. One day, a few hours to go, 17 minutes, 50 seconds to go. Depends when this video goes out. It will be shorter. We are nearly at the 24-hour mark. This time tomorrow evening, the fans will be on the way to the stadium. We'll be all settled in wherever we're watching it. People will be in the fan park. We'll all be in the pub. We'll all be at home. You'll be watching on the watch along with Russ, and we'll all be buzzing with life, man. The time has come. The time has come. We're in the final. Fiorentina, here it goes. But let me just get straight into it. You're not here to see me. You're here to hear my reaction about the press conference from today that's just taken place. Jared Bowen, Tommy Soucek joining David Moyes for the big presser. So let me get straight into it, and I'll bring you the first one. And the first one is all about this man, Tommy Soucek, being home in the Czech Republic, back to his roots. He said, when I realized a year ago that the final was in Prague, for me, it was like, we need to get there. We are here in the Eden Arena in Prague, and I can connect with my two teams who I love together. Tomorrow's the chance to lift the trophy here. For me, it would be so special. I can't do these shows without getting goosebumps. I wish you could actually see the goosebumps on my arm. It's ridiculous. The hairs on my neck are sticking up every single time I hear him say that about the chance to lift the trophy. The trophy, the word, the key word, that's the one that gets me going. That's the one that gets my vibe going. I'm like, oh my word, but it's so bloody true. Right, next up though, him and Bowen were asked about the fans traveling in their thousands, and again, wherever they are in the world watching the game. He said, this is massive. This is Jared Bowen. He said, I've been here 3 years, and if you told me 3 years ago we'd been a European final, I'd bite your hand off. We were disappointed last year, but that's given us extra motivation this year. The fans are traveling out here, and they're incredible. We want to win it for us, but mainly for the fans. Tommy Soucek said, it's incredible how many are coming out for this game. West Ham has a great history, but we can make even more by winning this trophy. It's a big game for us all. Bang. Guess what's happened? Goosebumps are kicking around in my body. I can't handle this, man. Maybe I should just not even do this, honestly. The feelings of all the raw emotion kicking in. They were asked about West Ham in general. Bowen said, it feels like we're all one big family. The fans have welcomed me with open arms, and I've been lucky that we've had a great group here over the last few years. Winning tomorrow will top all that off, but the family culture here is one of the best things about this club. We can see that no matter when things are down, no matter when things are up, you can see that unity within the squad. Things weren't great earlier on in the season, but they did come to a better result come the end of the season, and you can see that family-ish vibe kicking about. We are all one big happy family, and it's an amazing feeling. It really is, and you can see that from the players, and it's amazing when they say that during these press conferences as well. Soucek said, Jared and I came here at the same time 3.5 years ago, and I will always appreciate it. The fans appreciate me, and there'll be a lot of respect between us. We're preparing for this final, and we want to be ready both individually and as a team as well. Next up, though, Bowen was asked about Declan Rice. He said, the question about Declan, he's still so young. To lead us out as a captain in the European final is a massive honour for him. He's a great captain. Dec has been great. Following on from Nobes, it's never going to be an easy following Nobes, but he makes it look so bloody easy, and he does. And what an opportunity for the young geezer to go ahead and get himself a trophy as captain of our beautiful club. Now, if you haven't already, there's a viral video going around of a fan running beside Mark Noble, and he's having a can of beer, and Mark Noble's out running around Prague, and he's running beside him, and he's saying to him, how you doing, mate? And then he wins the rest. It's hilarious. You need to go and check it. Trust me. Go and check it out. Anyway, next up, they were asked about Fiorentina. Bowen said, in terms of Fiorentina, I'm sure there's been a lot of talk because it's a final, but we're focused on what we want to do. And until you get out on the pitch, you're never completely sure what to expect from each team. It's about managing that on the pitch as and when it happens, and it's absolutely true. Next, he was asked about the form. Are West Ham hitting form at the right time? Bowen said, I think the main thing throughout the season was that we stayed up, and that's not something to celebrate because we don't want to celebrate just staying in the league. We want more, but was the first goal, and the next goal now is to win this trophy. Bang. Guess what happens? Goosebumps. We've come into a good bit of form at the end of the season, and mentally we are ready. We're physically ready for a massive game tomorrow night. Holy shit. Excuse my French as my kids walk by. Next up, Bowen was asked about, have we prepared for penalties. Remember, this is a final. This can go the whole way. He said, we've prepared for that because in a final, it can go all the way. You practice penalties and replicate the place you want to put it, but it's difficult to match that intensity in a game. We've prepared and done everything right, but we'll see tomorrow if it's needed. And let's just hope we do this in the 90 minutes and we don't need to go down the route of penalties. Anyway, let's get on to David Moyes, the presser, the manager, the man in charge, the man that's got us here to the final. He was asked about the importance of the game. He said, it's great to be sitting here in the first place, whether you're an experienced manager or a young one. Sitting here for a final is the pinnacle. Hopefully this is just the start for us. I'm enjoying this one and enjoying the moment with everybody. Who bloody isn't as a West Ham fan? You tell me that right now. Nobody is not enjoying this moment. Moyes was then asked about what's the balance between recovery and work when we haven't played a game for so long. He said, we've had a bit of both. We went to Portugal for 2 or 3 days, trained and enjoyed it. I think we've played 56 games this season across all competitions, and last year was over 60. We've been building up to get ready for the game. Hopefully the 10-day gap isn't a problem because of the games we've played. Fingers crossed it's not. You can look at it both ways. 1 minute you can say they could rest too much, and then the other way you can look at Fiorentina playing too much. So there's definitely two sides to the argument. He was asked about Sufal and Souček coming home to Prague and have they been going on about it? And he said very much so, because both players have come from this club here. They have a big affiliation with this city. And when we found out this was in Prague, we had some fun with them. We have had a chance to get to this final, and I'm so glad we have because of Thomas and Vladimir, who have been great servants for West Ham, and they've been good for us, and they blatantly have been good for us as well. You know, Tommy Souček struggled a bit earlier this season, but's definitely come into his own come the tail end of the season. The same with Vladimir Sufal. Then Moyes was asked about the final itself. He said, this is the biggest moment of my career. To be a football coach for as long as I've been must mean I'm doing something right. There are a very lot of very good coaches out there, but for those young coaches, they have to see if they can do it 20 or 25 years in the business. So whether you are whatever you're feeling about that David Moyes situation, park that bus, fully focus on the final, because I tell you what, this is the biggest moment in his career, and also the biggest moment in my lifetime supporting the club as well. Oh, the goosebumps are kicking back in again. Holy shit, man. Moyes was asked about the prep. He says, I think you're continuously thinking about how we're going to play, how we'll cause problems and how they'll cause us problems. But I also think having plan B and plan C is important. The most important thing is being prepared and doing the things that got you to this place in the first place. We're unbeaten this season, and we've got to go to the semi-final last season. So our record in Europe is very good. Hopefully we can continue that this season. Fingers crossed we can, and it's so true. If we get there, we're in the third consecutive season in Europe, and nobody would have thought that at all. Next, he was asked about Italian football. He said, I think there are two different cultures playing this game, Italian culture and British culture, but I have every faith our team can go about things the right way, do it professionally, learn from last season, and fight for everything we possibly can. Tell you what, we're going to need that fight 1 million gazillion percent. Then he said, what is it about being in this final and winning this final would it be, and what would it mean to the club? He said, I think what it does mean to West Ham to be in a European final. I think if we said this at the start of the season, people would have believed it. Wouldn't have believed it. It's a big achievement to get through to a European final. It's not easy to get all the way through, and we've been competitive. It's a great achievement for all the players, and the next part is to see if we can go ahead and win it as well. Last but not least, he was asked about Premier League form and European form. He said the level of Premier League is huge. I think the level of Italian football is very good at the moment too, but the Premier League is a level which is so difficult to play this competition, and then the Premier League games have been hard, but this competition has been so good for us. The squad and the players have really enjoyed it, and I think we can rely on performances in the Europa Conference League speak for themselves. They absolutely do. Listen, I am motor mouthing at you. I'm giving you all the snippets of my reaction to David Moyes' final press conference ahead of the game tomorrow evening. Yes, you have heard me right. We are in the final of the Europa Conference League, and it's happening tomorrow night. Join us for all the content. Listen, I hope you're enjoying all the little shorts we're putting out. Great stuff to see. Feel the vibe on the lead up to the game. That's what it's all about, giving people that opportunity to see as much as they possibly can, and that's why we're doing what we're doing. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Take care, and come on, you Irons!